going to let Max step in and do the game.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we'll even talk about it as the game starts?
Yes. Talk about both teams. Yep, we're ready. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the University of Notre Dame. Jeff Barr alongside Dylan Ward here. 10-Man Productions, PA Hockey, and Pittsburgh Hockey Digest, all streaming this game today. Dylan, great to have you here, and you and Max at Notre Dame. And what we're watching here is the opening face-off of North Allegheny versus York. Let's talk about York for a minute. They have some strong players on their team. Number 38, Nico
Pete, yeah, he's been on the team for a while. 1 point away from 20. They just got done with the regular season over in the Chicagoland area. Just barely shy of the 20-point plateau, but Nico Pitak has been one killer for the York Dukes this season.
Yeah, I talked to Matt Boeing a little bit before the game, and he's really excited to be here. And York decked out in the black with green and white trim, and they're going left to right on your screen. And North Allegheny in the black and gold, the Pittsburgh black and gold, if you will, and black and white.
Oh, here we go.
Here's a chance. Save.
Oh, just wide by Spack. That was a nice breakaway to start this game early.
North Allegheny, the top team in Western Pennsylvania in the AAA division, with only 2 losses on the season, one to both to Peters Township, and that's the regular season. And then they lost an exciting match, which you saw over Jamestown against Holy Ghost Prep in overtime. Very familiar with this team through your work with Glenbrook South.
Absolutely, yeah. I've seen them play GBS over in, you said, at the Jamestown tournament. Jamestown, New York. We played on the RINK 2 over in that hockey complex, and North Allegheny was victorious 5-3 in that game. And then you said it, they went on to win that group and move on.
So both teams have had good possession time here early in the first period. And York looking at this tournament, Dylan, you see that Culver's raced out in their bracket. They look like they're going to be moving on to tomorrow's play. Your Glenbrook South Titans look pretty good. They got to play with Zana later today. That should be an interesting matchup. We're going to have that
right here. Yep.
Yeah, we're going to have that game here, and then in the other bracket, it's Peters Township, Sylvania Northview. They'll also be playing on this rink. So we got some hot and heavy playoff implications with every matchup that we're going to see here.
Yeah, should be one heck of a way to end group stage play, especially here at the main rink at Compton Family Ice Arena. All the games from this point until the end of the day will be right here on this broadcast link. And of course, you were just talking about the semifinal tomorrow morning and the championship match in the afternoon. Oh, Pitak, that should be a penalty in my mind.
So what I'll say to you is we're going to turn this over to Max Anderson here shortly, and you and Dylan are going to bring us home tonight, and then we'll have another pregame show, the 4 finalists for tomorrow, once we determine those, and we'll be back on the air at 8:30 tomorrow morning.
All right, sounds good, Jeff. And
let's
thank you,
get Max in here.
Thanks so much for setting up this opportunity, and can't wait to call some hockey. You run a great tournament.
Well, we love having you, and we're calling in the pros now. The big dog's going to take a nap.
All right. See you later, Jeff. And Max, welcome to the broadcast booth.
Thank you for that introduction, Jeff, and appreciate, like Dylan said, having you here tonight. Dylan, the immediate thing that comes to mind as we start to watch this game is the impact of these teams playing on opposite benches. You don't see that very often in high school rinks, if ever. Kind of a unique quirk here at Compton Family Ice Arena.
Yeah, we were talking about it. We actually attended the Notre Dame game last night, and that was one of the big talking points between ourselves and the stands, is that the Notre Dame bench, which is occupied by the yellow sweaters of North Allegheny Tigers, is on the same side as both penalty boxes. So normally at the high school level, you see the penalty boxes on the same side as the bench. And it makes it easy for a player to come out of the box and quickly sub on a new skater. But here for York as the designated away team, and kind of find themselves in a tougher situation, having to skate all the way to the other end of the ice, the short way at that, but still after they get done serving a penalty and come all the way back to their bench if they want to change.
No way to say for sure, but that early breakaway that North Allegheny had, you can only wonder if that shot into the glove of starting netminder for North Allegheny, Rylan Murphy. But you can only wonder if that opening breakaway that North Allegheny had something to do with that different bench layout for York. Obviously, they had a breakaway from about red line in, nearly got the game's first goal in the first minute.
Definitely looking forward to seeing how that impacts the game as we get a face-off here in the North Allegheny end. It's won by York. Jonathan Wood will pin it up against the boards. Iori gets it in the slot, but it's stolen away by the Tigers. Gallo couldn't get it out, and York will keep possession here in the zone. All the way to the far corner. Now here's Wood. He takes a shot, deflected on its way, and it just missed the net. Wide to the right. Now here's Kaminsky. He'll give it back for Wood. Down low it goes Iori. There's Maurer playing with the puck. He'll send it to the far side for Wood. The Dukes in black, as Jeff pointed out. The Tigers in gold or yellow or Pittsburgh colors, if it makes it easier on you.
York going about a minute here in this offensive zone opportunity. Several clearance attempts for North Allegheny have been knocked down.
Quinn takes a shot, deflected on its way, and it went high. Now finally, the Tigers get the puck back, give it up again. Kaminsky takes a shot, goes wide of the net. Now here's Maurer with it. They'll send it below the goal line. Is the starting goalie for the Yellow Sweaters. Adam Kazmarek over on the other end for the Dukes.
Rylan Murphy, really big kid, having a great season for North Allegheny. Up over 93% save percentage on the season for Murphy. Part of that huge defensive core for this North Allegheny team that has the Tigers, the #1 team in the state of Pennsylvania right now.
Pennsylvania and Illinois are matchup here this afternoon. This is one of 5 games that will be broadcasted in a row here on the main rink at Compton Family Ice Arena. Looking forward to being with you all day today and for the semifinal and championship tomorrow morning and afternoon, respectively. A little bit under halfway through this first period. This has been York's game so far. They have had all the possession up until this point right here.
I think North Allegheny had a shot on goal early in the first period here, about a minute in, but since then, the entire game's been played down in the North Allegheny end, but still scoreless. Plays to the advantage of the Tigers.
Face off in the Tigers zone. It'll be taken by their captain, Connor Chi. He leads their team in point production. He's got 12 goals in the regular season in the PIHL. As now North Allegheny on a partial breakaway to the backhand. Spack couldn't get it by. Then on the rebound, poking it home, Matthew Irvin. And just as I was saying, York with all momentum to start this first period. It's North Allegheny that strikes first, and they lead 1-0.
And Matt Irvin just got his 11th goal in the season. He has 10 so far in league play back in PA. But crashing the net, scramble, drill, good things happen when you go to the net. That top line of North Allegheny of Connor Chi, Irvin, and Spack producing here early.
Yeah, Spack, who was the guy on the breakaway initially, that was his second breakaway of this period, and he was not able to capitalize on either attempt, but it's a good thing his man was right there to poke it home. So Tigers up 1, and now they will play with the puck back in their own zone. Gallo to the far side for Mensch. Trying to bring it over the blue line, finding the loose puck, Chi. He takes a shot, stopped by the right pad of Kazmarek. Rebound will go to Booth, and then Nicosia tried to get it up to Charles Colantonio for the Dukes, but it was intercepted by the Tigers.
We talked about Rylan Murphy and the great season he's having. Adam Kazmarek, almost identical numbers, 92.5% save percentage and a 1.9 goals allowed average in the top league in the state of Illinois. Those are elite numbers for a goaltender at the high school level.
Here's a 2-on-1 for York. Sohn's got it. He takes a shot instead of passing to Kraus, and making the save was Murphy.
Dylan, you nailed it. Kraus wide open, aggressive goaltender out of his crease. Probably would have been better off with a pass there. Would have had Murphy a little bit out of position, a wide open net. Instead, took the shot right into the chest, and we remain 1-0.
York leads shots on goal, 6-3 at this point in the game. Just under 7 minutes to play in the first period. We've got 15 minutes on the clock for each period here at this tournament, opposed to the regular 17-minute clock at the high school varsity level. In an effort to get these games by faster, this is one of very many games played at this facility. Every game today, except for one here at the Compton Ice Arena, either on this rink or rink 2. As a shot comes in, it goes wide off a deflection. A lot of this tournament was played at the Ice Box here in South Bend. Icebox skating rink, that is. Maybe a 8 to 10 minute drive away from Compton. And that's because Notre Dame had a game last night that they had to use this ice surface for. Here's Sohn in his own zone. That's assists, nothing on the goal department, so Trey Gallo definitely their top offensive performing defenseman.
So if you're York, as much as they dominated that first couple minutes of this game, over the last 3 minutes here, North Allegheny is completely taking control of this game with 2 quick goals.
But here comes York. Kaminsky got his shot tipped by, I believe, Lamarck. Rebound goes to the Dukes. Back to the point Curry. Now far side. A shot comes in and out of the glove of Murphy. Tigers will get it out to center ice. And high stick.
Played by high stick. Kaminsky, one of the key guys to look out for these York Dukes. Besides him, you're also looking for Bobby Plummer, speedy forward for these Dukes. We got some top-end talent, Nicasia as well for York, having a nice season himself. Had double-digit points in the SHL, 19 goals, 18 assists.
Here's a York goal. Right in front, I believe Gregory Lee, number 11 in black, was the one that tapped it by. And they're on the board. It is 2-1. Skating towards the bench appears to be Frank Nicasia. Maybe he got credit, but that was a bang-bang play. So with 4:31 to go in the first period, York cuts it to a 2-1 lead. In spite of North Allegheny scoring the game's first 2 goals, they're probably the team that has been outplayed so far in this first period. They have less shots on goal. It's 8-5 in favor of the Dukes, but they had that lead, and now York finally on the board. Here comes a rush the other way. She looking to pass it over to the other side for Nathan Spack, but getting in the way of that York. She gets it back, he scores! It looked like Kazmarek was gonna make the stop, but it trickled over the goal line after the fact. And wow, lots of goals here in the first period.
And that's one Kazmarek's gonna want back. That got right underneath his right shoulder. It was a nice play by Chi to get by his man, but Kazmarek, I know, will tell you he'd want that one back. Under 4 minutes to go, it's 3-1 North Allegheny.
Adam Kazmarek has a 1.94 goals against average and a 925 save percentage in the Scholastic Hockey League regular season, which is where York plays most of their games, aside from these tournament settings. The other guy that they have as an option, Ben Foley, with a .288 GAA and 88.4 save percentage. As Kazmarek has allowed 3 goals here in the first. We'll see if head coach of the Dukes, Matt Boeing, will look to make a goalie swap.
Talking to Matt Boeing before this game, very excited for this matchup, getting the chance right before they're headed to state playoffs to play the #1 team in Pennsylvania. Chance to measure up, see where they are in the season early on. Struggling a little bit on the defensive end, 3 goals in the first 12 minutes, can't make him happy.
And Max, that's what I love about these tournaments. You know, you see these teams match up against other teams that maybe have their home rinks 800 miles apart, and you see how a team like the York Dukes from Illinois and a team like the North Allegheny Tigers from Pennsylvania match up in a game like this, especially not just to have the game played in general, but to be here at beautiful Compton Ice Arena. Nothing better.
Yeah, it's a great facility, a good tournament. Hoosier showcase here.
Boutenall and Curry fighting for the puck. Curry's going to win that one. Send it down into the Tigers' end. They'll do the same the other direction. It was tipped, so no icing. Off the end boards, chasing after the puck and getting a shot off, Shane O'Neill, but Kazmarek came back to make the stop. Now Boutenall with a backhand shot. That just missed the net wide to the left. It didn't have a lot on it, but an inch or so to the right, and that's a goal.
And the second time we've seen a hard bounce off the boards come straight back out. You don't see that very often. Normally the boards are going to kick it one direction or another. That puck came right out in front.
Cheese shoots, blockered away by Kazmarek. Irvin gets it back, far side. Irvin to the slot. Chi takes a shot. It got deflected on its way, but eventually goes high of the net. Now Maurer will get it to Kaminsky.
And you can see on this shift, York defensively did a much better job of getting in shooting lanes. Didn't really give clear opportunities to net. You saw sticks in shooting lanes, disrupting North Allegheny. They've got to do more of that. They're going to find themselves behind more.
Gregory Lee, left side. Take it all the way below the goal line, come to the right. To the point, Moore, he throws a shot on goal, and that's an easy save for Murphy. He'll hang on, 38 seconds left.
Easy save, but York's starting to have a better idea offensively of what they want to do. They're getting traffic in front of that. The first goal they scored right out in front. Traffic close there. They were looking for a deflection on that shot from the point. York settling in a little bit. North Allegheny really jumped on them. Once they got settled into the game, you saw the way North Allegheny got those two quick goals. Kind of got York on their heels. They're back into this game, and 30 seconds left to go in the first.
Now a scrum for the puck behind the Tigers' net. Plummer finds it, sends it back up high for Moore. He takes a shot, that gets blocked. Now here come the Tigers the other direction. Colinaire over the blue line, near side corner. Will send it back, looking for Jackman. York sticks get in the way, but the Tigers do get the puck. Then a slap shot one-timer. Washabaugh goes into the glove of Kazmarek, who catches with his right hand. You know, normally you see a lot of goaltenders, not just at the high school level, but all around in hockey. Usually you see them catch with their left and have their stick in their right, but Kazmarek goes the other way. Now a face-off won by the Dukes. They'll send it out to neutral ice. Goes a little too far. Plummer gets it over, and Lee scores! Wow, what a play! Thought that York was not going to be able to catch up to that puck in time, and it was an icing. Instead, a nice pass over to Lee, who finds one, and right at the end of the first period, with no time on the clock, North Allegheny leads 3-2.
And I think if you ask Murphy, he should have come out a little bit harder on that play and deflected that puck out. He had a chance to be a little bit more aggressive out of his net. Instead, it was Plummer that was able to catch up to it. Quick, easy pass over to Lee for his second goal of the game.
So we'll switch ends here.
Oh, we're going to have, I think, one more quick puck drop.
Oh, yeah.
They put .3 back up on the clock.
Face-off's not a statistic measured typically at the high school level, but a drop of the puck, and there's the siren from Compton. That's it for period one. It was North Allegheny scoring the first two, then York got on the board. The Tigers got another, then York with a buzzer beater, and that's where we stand.
Up and down the ice with these two teams. This has not been a very physical game. This has been a speed and a skill game thus far. I think we've maybe seen just a couple of body checks, but a lot of really good finishing from both sides. And we've got 5 goals after one, Dylan. Let's see where we are after 3.
Well, for North Allegheny in the PIHL, which is the Pennsylvania... Goes down below the goal line. Cole Jackman, number 29 in gold. Next time you see him out there. Over to the other side while you're sitting on the bench and seeing your opponent, you're used to them just being right there. So, I mean, not just for the actual logistical advantage of playing on the near bench to the penalty box, as that's an icing by the Tigers, it also probably just feels a little bit more uncomfortable than what they're used to.
Yeah, it's just not something you see very often in sports, right? Basketball, the benches are on the same side. Baseball, you see dugouts kind of on the opposite side, probably be the only example, but pretty much other than that, you see teams in sports right next to each other.
Here's Butenal leading the rush for the Tigers. He was looking for a pass, decided to shoot, but it missed the net wide. Now Evan Kaminsky for the Tigers will give that up to the Dukes. They'll come the other way. Here comes Petak. He drops it off for Booth. Booth into the corner. Will go down low to Petak. Booth gets it back. And then he eventually lost it to Travis Lamarck. He'll get that out to Butenal. Looking to set up Kaminsky for the Tigers. Couldn't settle that one down, so instead he'll just be content with bringing that one into the corner, and York will get possession back. Nicasia waiting right by his own bench. He'll send that one down below the goal line. There to settle it down behind his cage was Murphy, and the Tigers scrum for the puck below the Allegheny goal line. North Allegheny pressuring here in the second period, looking to extend their lead.
The only reason this game, Dylan, is still 3-2 is the back check of Nick Sohn. North Allegheny had a wide open chance in the slot, but Sohn's stick got there just in time to disrupt the shot on the initial rush for the Tigers. We stay at 3-2. A lot of guys on the ice, too many men. Possibility, don't see a penalty come up.
Yeah, I caught that too, Max, but looks like we'll play on for now. Irvin, left side, Holmes fires that shot, missed the net, so here come the Dukes the other direction. Kraus fires one that hit a logo on Murphy's jersey. There's another Murphy for North Allegheny. A skater. And now Allegheny keeps pressuring. Connor Chi tried to get that one by Kazmarek short side from a tough angle, could not. And so here come the Dukes out of their own zone. Maurer sent that puck all the way down just after stepping over the red line, so it won't be an icing.
And a really strong effort by him to hold on to that puck long enough to get it deep. Didn't lead to much there offensively, but a good effort by Moore.
It's back to Colinaire. Colinaire into the York zone. I'll go over to the far side, set up Jackman, check Kazmarek. Iori from the right corner, looking for an option. And eventually it is the Dukes that take clean possession. And there's another dump down just after stepping over center red. Tigers will get a chance to reset here with 8:30 to go. That puck all the way down. Nolan Stasica will pick it up. Play it off the near side boards for Gregory Lee. He'll circle behind his netminder Kazmarek and give it back for Stasica. Now there's Nico Petak coming into the Allegheny zone. Left side, lost the puck. They might have a 3-on-2, but Colinaire will dump it down. The entire line will come off. As a matter of fact, 4 skaters will come off. Holmes is the only guy that stayed on.
Stasica does a nice job of replacing.
Now here comes York. Bob Plummer. Here's one of those offensive key guys for the Dukes. Played it off the boards, and Lee almost had his 3rd goal of the night had he gotten that a good shot off, but he's not able to do so. Butenal the other way. While North Allegheny sets up. Here's Chi left circle. Shoots off the left page and get that one out to neutral ice. 6:45 to go here in the second period. It's the Tigers 3 and the Dukes 2. North Allegheny now has the lead in shots, 15-14, but overall it's been a relatively close game.
It's been a game of runs, really. North Allegheny having a really strong 3 or 4 minutes here, controlling play, but here's a deflection. I've seen both teams have really strong stretches of play, and this is going to continue here throughout the next period and a half.
Here's Irvin. Lost that puck. Chi will go pick it up. Connor Chi lost it to Frank Nicasia. They'll send it to the far side for Moore. Moore out to neutral ice. Cole Antonio recovers, brings the puck into the zone. Looks for a pass, finds Nicasia. Left circle, takes a shot that goes wide and into the right wing corner. Now as the Tigers touch up, there's going to be a delayed penalty, and here with 5 minutes and 48 seconds left in the second, we get our first look at a special team situation here today.
It's going to go against Travis Lamarck for holding. Didn't see the penalty myself, but the first power play opportunity of the game is going to go in favor of the York Dukes.
Well, York in their regular season, back in their home of Illinois, they have an 18.6% power play mark in the Scholastic Hockey League. On the other side for North Allegheny, their PK at a nice even 80.0%. So we'll see how the York power play and the Tigers PK match up. Here's Plummer. He sends that to the high slot, gets it back. Now down low, Nicasia. His pass intended for Plummer was tipped by Butenal. Nice play by him.
Really
to get
good
that
active,
out of the zone.
really good active stick there by Butenal on the penalty kill, I should say, making himself bigger than he is.
Nicasia near side. Looks for a play. We go to Lee, now back for Nicasia. 1:20 remains on the power play. Nicasia takes a shot. That's blocked really close by Butenal. Now Plummer from a tough angle. Couldn't bank that one off Murphy and in, but York's going to keep possession while they have a man up. Here's Stasica. High slot by the Big Ten logo on the ice surface. His shot gets blocked on its way. Butenal backhands it out.
Stasica had a couple of opportunities to swing the puck to the near side where Nicasia was wide open. He was calling for the puck too. Stasica had an opportunity backdoor, couldn't get it to him. About a minute left on this power play.
Petak in his own zone. Looking to initiate the rush. York's going to get it back. 14 on the clock for the power play. Here's Iori. Gave it to Maurer below the Tiger goal line. Back to the almost the point, but really the high circle. Jonathan Wood. Right side now, Quinn. In front, and a tip play. I believe that is Stasica getting a piece of that, maybe Iori. But regardless, we haven't had one in the second frame yet before the break.
Strong power play there from York. Had several good opportunities on the game's first power play.
Now that puck down in the Tigers' end. Chi found it and neutralized off a nice pass. All the way in on net, put it to his forehand and couldn't beat Kazmarek's 5-hole. Boy, the speed of number 43 gold. Connor Chi showing it off there.
Very impressed with Connor Chi. Has a goal to his name on the a lot of speed and skill. Part of that top line, we talked about it in the first period. Of Chi, Irvin, and Spack, they've come to play today, and they've really carried their team early. All three of the goals coming from that top line.
17 shots on goal for the Tigers as opposed to the Dukes 16 here with 2:51 to go in the second. North Allegheny leads 3-0. North Allegheny scored the game's first 2 goals. After that, York and until we got to 3-2. Here's Spack near side, back for Holmes at the point. Holmes sent that one down below the goal line. And the Tigers can keep it in the zone. Lamarck guilty of letting that one free, but he'll chase after it and grab the puck himself. Tigers will tip that one into the York defensive end. 2.5 on the clock here in the second. We'll take a longer timeout than we did in between the first and second during the second and third intermission break. The Zamboni will come out here on the ice surface at Notre Dame and get the ice ready for a clean sheet for the third period. We'll be here all day long and tomorrow. Every game remaining on this rink brought to you by myself, Dylan Ward, and Max Anderson. Hope you've been enjoying our broadcast of this game between the Tigers, 2 different states. 1:45 on the clock. Goes back for Lamarck, left point. They'll send that one to the corner. There to grab it. Palazzi, he just missed the net. But the Tigers are going to keep possession here in the attacking zone. That pass out to the blue line area. Goes to Gallo. He will send it below the cage. Here's Cole Jackman. Just getting a piece of that Kaminsky. And it touches the protected netting out of play. Now a little pushing and shoving between 29.2%, so close to 30. 3 in every 10 chances they get on the man advantage, they're putting one home. As for York, an 87.9 penalty kill. That's another great number. So this should be a very interesting special teams matchup. With 1:03 on the clock here in period number 2, this power play will carry over unless the Tigers manage to score a goal. That's intercepted by York. Here comes Eli Maurer, shorthanded. We'll just dump that one down right wing side with less than a minute.
Kamienski with a really nice play there at the blue line to force the puck out.
And welcome back to Pittsburgh Hockey Digest here on 10 Band TV. Our coverage of the Hoosier Cup here in Notre Dame. South Bend continues with the third period between the North Allegheny Tigers here on the far side bench and the York Dukes on the near side bench. My name's Dylan Ward. I'm alongside Max Anderson getting ready for this third period of play. North Allegheny has 3 goals, York has 2. All of that scoring took place in the first, and then a scoreless second brings us to right now.
Yeah, Dylan, we saw obviously the offensive explosion in the first period. It was North Allegheny that got those first 2. It was York that got that goal with 0.3 seconds left in the first period, but it's been a game of runs. You don't talk about that much in hockey. That's more of a basketball term when you talk about 10-0 runs, but it's felt like there's been 3 or 4 minute chunks of the game that each team's dominated. Not just one, but dominated through the first 2 periods. We'll see if that trend continues here into the third period.
Yeah, no doubt. It was York that had the pretty clear advantage in terms of possession really for the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game. But it was North Allegheny that scored twice during that, as you put it, run, Max. And now these teams will stretch on the ice, get a word in from their head coaches, and then we'll get ready for.
You mentioned this is the final game 2 of the game 2s in group play, and really a treat we have here today. There's teams of different levels throughout this tournament, but to get the number 1 team in the state of Pennsylvania, the number 4 team in the state of Illinois, both teams that have eyes on state championships in their respective states, to get that opportunity here on a neutral ice, hundreds of miles away from their home, to see where they're at here in early February as they head towards playoff time. I know talking to the coaches before the game is a challenge they were looking forward to.
Yeah, and you say neutral ice, and how about Compton Family Ice Arena, where Notre Dame University, NCAA in the Big Ten in hockey, plays their home games. Max, you and I were able to attend the Notre Dame game last night where they won 3-0 over Penn State.
Yeah, a spectacular sports facility here, the Compton Family Ice Arena, just a few years old. It was rocking last night, and a big win for Notre Dame, 3-0. Here today, 3-2 our scores. We head into the third period, Dylan, and big 40 seconds of power play opportunity for North Allegheny. If they can find a goal here early in the third, go ahead by 2 goals, they'll be in really good position throughout the rest of the period.
Moore took a penalty. This game overall has been close from start to finish. Now behind the net, P-Tack look to set something up. It's stripped away by the Tigers. Getting it right back are the Dukes. Gregory Lee scored 2 goals in this game so far on hat-trick watch. Goes back for Lee, right circle, threw a shot. That one went way wide, then got deflected. Then a fight brawl breaks out behind the North Allegheny net, and some punches were thrown. You don't usually see aggressiveness at that level here at the high school game, but right there, these 2 teams going at it.
I think if you're York, you're a little bit frustrated by that, just in the sense of at the end of the period, the penalty they ended up getting, second period, there was a similar play where Kaczmarek dropped his glove on the puck, didn't get a whistle, right? We saw the same play there and a quick whistle. I think York's saying, where was the fair whistle there in terms of being able to poke at the puck at the net? And I know that's what I'm sure the York coaching staff is talking to the officials about. Well, it's, hey, if you're going to let them play on the other end, you can't expect our guys not to play the same puck.
And remember, it's not necessarily about the goalie freezing the puck as much as it is about the referee losing sight. So the rule states that it should be that way, but when the referee loses sight of the puck, he has to assume that it's frozen and blow the whistle. The Tigers will come up ice with it, skating with the puck. Jackman, that's a nice save by Kaczmarek. Cole Jackman will take possession of the puck and keep things going for the Tigers before it got stripped away by Iori. Over the blue line comes Iori, holds up, takes a shot, getting a pad on that one, Murphy. Then he covered up his rebound and hangs on for the whistle. 12:10 left in the third.
You're seeing North Allegheny start to just get as many pucks on Kaczmarek as possible. He's had a little bit of rebound control problem. It's clear that Jackman was expecting a rebound as he was going hard away goal.
There's another point shot by the Dukes. Handled and frozen by Murphy again. Let's drop the puck one more time.
I mean, you can even see after that play there, It was Michael Iori who took a quick poke at the puck and just said, hey guys, I'm good here. I'm not going after your goaltender. But
all the way down to the York end it goes, where the Dukes will chase after it, try and be the one with possession instead of North Allegheny. Stasica, he couldn't hang on though, and North Allegheny's Irvin will get that one out of the zone. Spack scored again. Not very many good scoring looks in the last 2 or 3 minutes of play by either side. Again, 3-2 the score. All of those goals were scored in the first period. It was a scoreless second, and you're still somewhat early in the third. Scoreless this period as well. Kazmarek out of his net, plays it to the near side corner. Butenal was there to grab it. He gives it away. So here comes near side, dumping it down. Both these teams 1-0 in the group stage so far. North Allegheny with a 4-0 win and the York Dukes with a 9-0 win in group play yesterday. And we'll look to keep fighting for a spot in the semifinal. It's tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock local time. A couple teams playing from central time zones, so if you happen to be, including the Dukes, so if you happen to be watching this from the Chicago area or somewhere where it's central time, that's going to be a 7:30 a.m. start. Jackman looking to backhand that one out. Kept in by Quinn. He will send it down low again. York looks to tie things up here at 3, and North Allegheny hunting for some insurance. And what's been a very close game played between these two sides from different states. Tigers grab the puck again in their own zone, and Gallo will send that one deep. It's probably going wide of the net anyhow, but Kazmarek decides, let me grab this one and stop play. He'll take a defensive zone face-off with 8:28 to go in the third.
York looking for that game-tying goal, but North Allegheny doing a really good job here in the third period specifically of keeping the Dukes out of the middle of the ice. You're seeing a lot of the activity they're having to do below the goal line, outside the circles. Not been able to get a lot of traffic in front here in the third period. That's not very many good scoring chances. I should maybe coin that one, Dylan.
Chances, I like it.
Opportunities to find that game-tying goal.
Here's to Spinach in his own zone, far side. Gave it to Iori. His pass missed, and that's going to be a Duke icing. So face-off coming up on the left side of the rink from the perspective on your screen with just over 8 to go.
Since a rough start, Kazmarek has kept every shot out for the past 20 minutes or so of game time. A couple of shaky moments for 94 in net, but keeping his team in the game. Meanwhile, Rylan Murphy has been very solid in net for the Tigers.
Here's Iori into the zone. Takes a shot from the near side, and that's a pretty easy save for Murphy. Didn't get a lot on it, and it was straight on. He'll stop play and now take a defensive zone face-off for his Tigers. Here in Compton Family Ice Arena at the University of Notre Dame here in South Bend, Indiana. Hope you've been enjoying our coverage. This is only Tigers get it back and dump it down below the goal line.
I think the Tigers realized they could have had a 2-on-1 as the near side defenseman was going for a change. Instead, they dumped it.
Centering pass for O'Neill, but he missed the net from about 2 feet away. So Nicasio will get it back out to neutral ice and all the way down. Will not be an icing, according to the linesman, so we play on for the time being. Crunch time coming up for York as they try and tie this game up. Gallo enters the zone. Nice move to get around Stasica, and got a shot off that hit the side of the net, and they're going to blow the whistle. Stop play with 6:11 to go in the third.
York wanted an offsides call, but it was a really good look there, and we're right on that blue line from the linesman. It was, I believe it was Patrick Budengal who held his skate on that blue line for what felt like forever. York thought it was offsides. I think it was a great call, but linesman no call. Very nearly led to the fourth goal for North Allegheny.
Tigers will dump it down off a neutral zone face-off win. Irvin there in the near side corner of the attacking zone for him. Gave it up to the Dukes, and Kaminsky, far side.
Tell you one thing, Dylan, if Kazmarek's able to find a win here for York, they're able to advance to the next round and play on this rink again. Kazmarek's going to go to school on the film because he has really struggled in net with the bounces off the board. 2 goals directly led to, I should say 2 goals led from those bounces off the boards, and 2 are the really high quality chances where Kazmarek has not been comfortable out of his net. And what we know about Kazmarek is very comfortable outside of his net.
Sure.
One of the best puck-playing goaltenders in the Chicago area, but he has struggled. Fortunately for him, he's kept his team in the game here late in the 3rd period.
The Dukes still trail, however, with less than 6 minutes to go. They're going to need to find a game-tying goal to keep their tournament hopes alive. Petak with a backhand shot. It's cleared out of there by Allegheny, or at least they tried to. Kept in by York. Then Kaminsky's shot got blocked. And here come the Tigers. You have Irvin and Wood, and the Dukes skater got there first. Irvin takes him down from behind. And I was going to say, if that's not called, it should be. You heard the whistle sound, and he's going to get a penalty. Irvin to the box, and York here trailing in the game late is going to get an opportunity
We're
of 2 minutes
getting another
of power
look at
play
it,
time.
Dylan, and I guess the way the game's called these days, that is a penalty. I don't know about a cross-check. He could get me for a hit from behind. Didn't look like he used his stick. It looked like he used his hands, but I suppose that's a hit from behind. North Allegheny doesn't like the call at all. York with a huge opportunity to tie the game here with 5:30 left in the game.
Shout out to Todd Kazarowski providing that replay for you, and all the graphics you see on your screen, as well as the technical aspect of the broadcast. If it weren't for him, this broadcast is not possible. We're just the voices, so he's the man behind everything. Shout out to him as the York power play gets set up here. Looking for the tying goal. Stasica to Nicasia, down to the goal line. It goes Plummer. Kaminsky took a shot that got blocked. He gets his own rebound, sends it back to the right point. Now here's Lee. Gave it to Plummer. Back for Lee. Plummer once more. Below the goal line now, Nicasia. Dukes hanging onto the puck all power play long, but they haven't really taken a shot. At least not one that forced Murphy to make a save. Stasica, left side, Plummer fires one. That was a tough angle, and it just missed the net. Kept in by the Dukes. 4:30 to go in the 3rd. A minute left on the power play. Finally, the Tigers. Oh, it looks like tie it here with less than 2 minutes to go. Stolen away by Chi. He will come up ice with it. Pass across to Irvin, fresh out of the box. He scores! What a goal by the Tigers. Chi to Irvin, bang, and it's 4-2.
And it all started with Brendan Quinn, who really gambled on the back end to try to keep that puck in. He missed it, led to the 2-on-1 there for North Allegheny. As you can see, Quinn not able. Irvin's going to skate right down the slot. The sprawl of Iori to try to stop that puck from getting all the way across. And then Irvin, too talented of a player to miss the net. North Allegheny goes ahead too with just 3:14 to go, and it's going to take a monumental effort. If you're North Allegheny, you're well on your way to a 2-0 start here in this tournament.
Meanwhile, after the goal, Michael Iori suffered an injury below the goal line as he limps his way off ice, and you never want to see that, especially here in the tournament. Of course, these games mean a lot to move on in the tournament, but probably a little bit more important in these players' minds is the SHL playoffs for the York Dukes, PIHL playoffs for the Tigers, and of course each respective state playoff. So you don't want to lose anyone to injury at this stage of the season, but Iori looks to be struggling as the trainer will have a look at him.
As that puck goes immediately into the North Allegheny bench, there's 2 Tigers who were talking to each other, not looking at the play, and I mean, they missed their head, went right between their heads. I think York's going to take a timeout.
I believe you're right here with, it's a 1-minute timeout here in the Hoosier Cup, and you can see it actually on your screen. There's just over 3 minutes to play in this contest. So now I was waiting a little bit to ask you, if you're Matt Boeing, about what time do you pull your goaltender, but the dynamic of that question changes a little bit now that it's a 2-goal lead to recover from.
Yeah, I think at this point it's going to be a center ice face-off draw, as soon as they get the puck with any modicum of possession in the offensive zone, I think you got to pull Kazmarek. 2 goals in 3.5 minutes or so. Tough task. Full strength. Going to need that extra attacker. They can find one in the first, let's call it 2 minutes of that extra man advantage. All of a sudden becomes a lot more interesting a proposition. See it every now and then, not too often. If you're North Allegheny, you are in good shape here on your way to 2-0.
In the event that we are tied at the end of the third period, we'll have a 4-on-4 overtime for 5 minutes, not 3-on-3 like the NHL, but 4-on-4. Still tied after that. We actually go to a 5-shooter shootout here at the Hoosier Cup, soccer style. Yeah, Max, you called it. A center ice face-off coming up. 3:13 on the clock, and we will keep an eye on Kazmarek, who occupies the net to our left. Here's Plummer. He skates through neutral ice. And it's dumped out of there by the Tigers. That'll be an icing.
So with that icing, I'd expect Kazmarek, and yeah, they just gave him the signal. He's going to head to the bench. So 6 attackers going to be on the ice for York for this offensive zone draw.
3 flat on the clock here at Compton. North Allegheny leads shots on goal 27-23, and the game 4-2. Left dot. York has 6 attackers out there, and Tigers with an empty net to shoot at.
York talking to each other exactly what they want to do off of this face-off draw. And try to pull it right back to the point.
Well, they did win it initially, couldn't get it. Now get it back. Here's Petak. His pass fanned on a little bit, but it did get to Nicosia. Back to the point for Lee. Lee to the near side, Stasica. Nolan Stasica gave it to Bob Plummer and got it down low for Kaminsky. Far side, Nicosia.
Gotta get.
North Allegheny will get it out. They have a 2-on-1 to an empty net. Here is Colinaire. Bingo. 5-2 lead for the Tigers with 2:19 to go in the third period.
You said it, Dylan. Pretty significant margin.
Well, that's where these games become so important in this tournament, because you play in a group of 4, and it's only the top team that makes it.
Not much room for any mistakes.
Go right from 16 teams to 4 in one round. Now here comes North Allegheny again, maybe looking for number 6. 2-on-1. Couldn't get. Trying to punch that one into the Tigers zone, but they will get it out. Tigers with the puck now in the attacking end, but Kaminsky was being almost quadruple teamed by the Dukes, so they'll get it easily. And now with less than 1:30, we can call this official. Here's Petak with the puck. Off the crossbar with the shot. That was from a tough angle, but rang the iron. Now 1 minute to play here in the contest. York Allegheny up 3. Here's Baker. He takes a shot. That way wide of Kazmarek's net. Goes to the far side. Now down low below the goal line. Wood will get it out to center ice. To grab it, Holmes. He'll play it off the far boards and into the Duke's end.
So for North Allegheny, they're going to have Carmel Gold later on tonight, and all they have to do is win or lose by less than 2 at this point, and they will be a semifinalist. You can't quite call them a semifinalist yet, but I would expect them to not lose by 3 or more, but we shall see. Game of hockey can be weird.
Probably in terms of all the team sports, the most random, as another shot by the Tigers is stopped by Kazmarek. Just 10 now.
For
in
York,
neutral ice. Go ahead, Max.
For York, they're going to play Medina later on, who lost earlier today. At the very least, they're going to look to go 2-1. Like we talked about, Dylan, heading towards their league and state playoffs. A 2-1 here at the Hoosier Cup. Certainly nothing to laugh at if you're York, but I think their dreams of a semifinal certainly hinge on a poor North Allegheny performance later on tonight.
So that's it. Call it a final. North Allegheny with 5 and the York Dukes with 2 final shots on goal. That category also belonged to the Tigers by a count of 29-24, as the teams will meet at center ice, shake hands, and get ready for their game tonight. Max, any final thoughts before we sign things off? Get ready
I think
for the
we
next
saw
one?
some nerves there in the first period, both sides, right? A lot of going up and down the ice. The team settled into the game in the second period, and then that 1 2-on-1 opportunity in the third period really put it away for North Allegheny. A really balanced game all the way around, but it's the Tigers that have a chance to advance to tomorrow.
All right, well, up next in just a couple of minutes, right here on the same link, it's Sylvania Northview and Peters Township High School as they get ready to lock horns for what will be Game 3 in that group. More on that on the next broadcast. Till next time, big thank you again to our technical engineer, Todd Kazarowski, Max Anderson to my right. My name is Dylan Ward. Again, one more time, it was the Tigers 5 and the Dukes 2.